Steve Alley, could you please come forward? Please give us your name and address, and you will have 5 minutes.
Steve Alley, 380 Northeast 5th Avenue. And I have some slides here. And for the record, I would like to say that I'm really for this park to be, the Wildflower property to be a park and extension of the Silver Palm Park. But I realize where we're going with this. And my main concern from the meeting yesterday was talking about the site plan being approved before the traffic was really analyzed. And I'm concerned that that's kind of like putting more people in a sinking ship and saying, don't worry about it, we'll fix the holes later. So I think the traffic is a really big concern. And so I'd like to see if I can show here. What we're looking at is Palmetto and 5th Avenue. And the root of the problem here, for anyone that doesn't really realize it, is that the section of 5th Avenue is just too narrow here, and we don't have the easements to be able to extend it. So we're really limited by the space we have. And so the current issues are bike path abruptly ends, and that forces the bicyclers out into traffic. And there's no bike lane on the north side, or the east side of the road, and it starts there. And so when vehicles are coming in, and as you can see by my race car, they don't really pay attention to the speed limit sign, that flashing speed limit. Well, they're coming in, and they're lining up at this turn lane to turn left on Palmetto Park Road, which is causing a backup. And then onto this road, we have Boca Raton Road coming in and out. We have a hidden driveway and garage there that's coming in. The traffic from the Wildflower property will be coming into this intersection, or this section here. We have both the valet and the restaurant patrons, so that's twice around for each time. They're entering and exiting. So the cars start backing up, and as the valets get busy, they stack the cars along the road as well. We ride in a bicycler, and we got trouble. And it's a big mess. Okay. Now, let's not forget that there's another piece of property right there that's waiting to be developed. It used to be a restaurant. If it gets developed, it's going to be adding another point onto this. So potentially we have 6 random points of egress on a busy road that's already too narrow within 100 yards of a very busy intersection. Okay, so that's pretty difficult. Now, there aren't any great answers, but I'd like to throw something out, at least for discussion. So we could do an underbridge roadway between the Silver Palm and the Wildflower property. We could remove the traffic light at Palmetto and extend the median through 5th Avenue. We could put a vehicle barrier on 5th and Boca Raton. We can block off the north end of 5th Avenue and create designated right turn lanes on Meisner Boulevard. Now, I don't have time to go through all those, so I'm going to go real quick. An example of an underbridge roadway that does work is the Spanish River Boulevard. And so the residents of these condominiums, if they want to go this way, they drive under the bridge and around. And the same for the other side. If they want to go east on the road, they go right on around. And that works. So here we've got the traffic light at Palmetto and 5th Avenue again. And if we put a median right in there, get rid of the traffic light, put a diagonal median right across Boca Raton Road, and 5th Avenue and Boca Raton Road continue just as they are, but no vehicles can go through. We allow pedestrians and bicyclers. We now have undisturbed through traffic on Palmetto, which fixes all the problems going over the bridge. So we have no left turns there. And this requires being able to have an underbridge vehicle roadway and pedestrian access. Okay, so a closer look at this. No cars are passing here. This center turn lane can go away. That gives us enough room now to put bike lanes all the way through to Palmetto, to and from, and across Palmetto. The cars coming back, now they don't have any obstructing cars waiting, so they can turn into any of those places. All of these can exit just fine. We can increase the park size by 35 feet because those lanes are not necessary any longer. We can put in a couple palm trees, make it look all nice and pretty. Okay, so how does the vehicles flow? Well, the Wildflower property, the parking garage, the restaurants, the Five Palms condominium, If you're coming from East Palmetto going westbound, you just turn right into it. If you're coming from the eastbound, you'd have to go around through the park, through the Wildflower, and back to there. Now, I'm sure that there's a lot of smarter people than me that could design the Silver Palm Park with a slow road access through it and through the Wildflower property. And that's why I think it's important to consider this as a site plan. Now, I'm running out of time, so I'm going to go very quickly here. There's just traffic flow can go in and out of all of these businesses and around, and so that you can all exit, and it does work. So please consider all traffic options before locking in a site plan, and that's what I'm hoping that we can consider. And there's a lot more to this presentation. Also, bicyclers, which is coming from FAU, which we are extending the housing development for students. We're going to have a lot more bicyclers coming. This is their main access to the beach, and that intersection is the most dangerous part of that route.
Thank you, Mr. Alley, and I
Thank
think
you.
you've missed your calling. You should have been a traffic engineer.
Thank you.
Thank you. Those are excellent and very creative suggestions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And there's a lot more to that if anybody wants to.
Okay, sure. We'd love to have it. Thank you so much.